Well, boarding your pets overnight or for a longer stay can help them avoid the stress of a long car or plane trip to your destination.
In today's Angie List report, we show you how to make sure that your furry friend receives the attention and supervision he or she deserves when you select a boarding facility.
Branna and her husband Dennis were planning a trip out of town, so they needed a reputable boarding facility to care for their dog, Riley.
We were taking a trip out of town for our first anniversary, and we decided to take him. We needed to find boarding for him for the first time.
Before you drop your pet off at a day or overnight boarding facility, Angie's List says there are questions you must ask the staff.
It's important to do your research about the kennel before you use them. You want to find out whether it's going to be the right fit for your pet. Are they used to dealing with elderly pets, if that's the case in your scenario? If you have an overly active pet that likes to be outside all the time, are they going to get an opportunity to be outside? These are important questions to be sure you pick the kennel that's right for your pet.
We did have to ask for them to actually be aware that he was an adopted dog with a very limited history other than some history of abuse and neglect. So we were afraid, because his temperament was somewhat unknown to us, if they would just keep a real eye on him before integrating him with the other animals there. And we were told that they would do a temperament testing of him before they ever integrated him with the other dogs. So that really put us at ease.
It's also a good idea to ask what vaccines are required and how much your pet will be interacting with the other animals and staff.
You know, we're fortunate that we can take our dogs outside. A lot of daycares can't because of the zoning, and they just can't get approval. So each daycare is different, and we limit the number of dogs we have on the space that we have. Each dog needs a certain amount of space. If I put too many dogs in that room, you know, they're going to feel crowded, and you know, tempers might flare a little bit. So that would be a concern from if you're looking for a daycare, is how many dogs are in there and how many people do you have watching those dogs, and are there people watching them all the time, and you know, do they have access to the outside?
Once the online or phone research is complete, Angie says it's important to see firsthand where you're taking your pet before just dropping them off.
It's very important that you actually visit the kennel before you choose which one. So once you have it narrowed down to a couple of kennels you like, go visit. Even take your pet with you to visit so that you can find out whether it's going to be a good match for your pet. Also, be sure you understand exactly how the fees are going to work. Understand, you know, is the price they're quoting for just staying at the kennel, and are there extra charges for play times and things like that, so that you know exactly how much you're going to pay for your visit.
And as Branna added, your pet just may be your best indicator as to the experience your furry friend has had.
We've not used the doggy daycare yet, but we did use the boarding 2 different times. And both times we came back, his tail was wagging, and he seemed happy to see us, but he also seemed happy with his experience there.
Angie adds there are specific questions that cat owners should ask prior to boarding. For instance, are the cats housed away from the dogs? Is there enough space for the cat to wander around and move comfortably and access the litter box? Some boarding facilities will even have webcams on their website so that you can watch your pet from a computer.
On vacation. From boarding your pets to caring for them, we all want to make sure they stay nice and healthy over the course of their life.
And Brian Spyros is at the Seaford Animal Hospital with more on what you need to know when it comes to caring for your cat. What do you got, Brian?
Well, Jimmy and Lisa, today we're going to be specifically talking about cats, and there's a lot you need to know. And joining me now to talk all about it is Dr. William Wade, who is a veterinarian here at the Seaford Animal Hospital. So the first thing, Dr. Wade, you know, people may say, well, my cat isn't due for any vaccinations this year, so I don't have to bring them in for an exam. You said that's the wrong way of thinking, and people should sort of look at it as an iceberg. Explain.
The vaccine part of your cat's health is just the tip of the iceberg. It's a teeny little part at the top. They need a yearly exam just like people do. Cats are notorious for hiding diseases, so we need to do a head-to-tail exam. Look at their teeth, their gums, their ears, eyes, heart, feel their abdomen, check their coat.
So that yearly exam is very important.
Right, it's very important.
There are several diseases that sort of, if caught early, can be treated, and we're going to talk about them. The first one is kidney disease. Tell us about that.
Correct. Kidney disease, in the past, the test we had for that, it didn't show anything till they'd lost 75% of their kidney function. Now we can check urine. There's some specific tests. We can pick up the disease a lot earlier. and we can add years and years of quality life to your cats.
And what about gum disease? Because this actually causes problems throughout the entire body, not just the mouth.
Right. Infection in the mouth, it can eat away at the jawbone, cause teeth to loosen, which is painful. It can, the inflammation can go throughout the body and damage the heart valves and kidneys. It's painful, and detected early, we can add another problem that'll add years if picked up early.
Of life. The other problem is obesity.
Right. Obesity, just like in people, there's almost an epidemic of obesity in dogs and cats. It really increases the risk of diabetes and arthritis. So if we catch it early, we can do some nutritional counseling, make diet recommendations, and add years to your pet's life and prevent some of these things before they even happen.
So obviously with all these things, catch them early, they can be treated.
Early.
That yearly exam is very important. All right, so now when it comes to the yearly exam, a lot of people have to transport their cat to the vet, which can be stressful for the cat and the owner. There's some simple things we can do. Explain.
The cats get kind of upset with carriers. That's a big reason they don't come to the vet. It's just hard on the cat and the owner. Shoving a cat into the carrier is stressful. Picking the carrier up, dumping them out at the vet's office is very stressful, so we're kind of behind the 8 ball before we start. If we get a carrier similar to this that opens from the top, you can take the lid off, put the cat in it.
I'm going to put Big Daddy in the
Big
carrier.
Daddy in there.
There we go. So you put him right in, and then you
Put him in
close it
there.
that way.
You can close it up. When we get to the office, we can take this top off. A lot of the cats, we can examine them right in this box, and it cuts down on the stress level and
the stress level for everyone, really.
Right.
And the other thing, too, is you said if you know you're going to be bringing the cat to the vet, put the carrier out a couple days in advance, put some food in there, let them get acclimated to it. All right, Dr. Wade, a lot of great information. Thank you so much. Case in point, people need to bring their animals for their yearly examination. Now, if you would like more information on the Seaford Animal Hospital, any of the diseases we mentioned, or tips to getting your cat in that carrier, all you have to do is go to delmarvalife.com and click on the show tab. Jimmy and Lisa, with that said, we'll send it back to you guys in the studio.
And send congratulations to Big Daddy. He did a good job.
He did a good job. Found his checks in the mail. I think Brian made a new friend. Still to come on Delmarva Life, making sure your lawn is perfect and green as we head into summer, how an irrigation system can help you accomplish just that.
Plus, when it comes to your lawn, you don't want to forget the basics, from the shrubs to your deck. What else you need to keep in mind as you work towards a lovely lawn.
But first, we covered your child's and your pet's health. Now it's your turn. Dr. Oz tells us why we might want to consider a gym membership.
Hi, I'm Dr. Oz. Regular exercise is vital to your health, but some folks have trouble getting into a routine at home. If that's you, consider joining a gym. You'll have variety, classes such as spinning or yoga. Plus, working out in a group can be motivating. And you'll have access to equipment that's too pricey for most home gyms.